Alright, boils and ghouls. This is the 900th video on the channel, which is unreal when I think about it, after just like 14, 15 months. So, a happy 900th video. 100 more, we'll hit 1,000. So, I thought this was fitting for multiple reasons. One, for just watching Jackie Brown last night, and this being, a 900th video. Kill Bill sounds like a good one. And talked a little about this in the premiere for Jackie Brown last night. I love all Tarantino, except for The Hateful Eight, Death Proof, I don't care for much. Kill Bill is in the middle of the road, but I still love it. I haven't seen this movie in years, especially 1 and 2 back together. Fuck you. Notification. Yeah, so I don't know why lately, like, if you notice, after I make a cut in the video, I pause and don't speak for like 2 seconds. Sometimes when I restart my laptop, it usually fixes this issue, but sometimes it does not. That every time I stop the recording and restart it, the volume is out for like the first second or two, and then comes back to full volume. I don't know. So, that's why I pause afterwards. If I was editing this, I can edit it out, but I'm not editing. It's already at like a 2-hour movie just for part 1. So this is just going to be on part 1. But Kill Bill from Tarantino, there are so many. I mean, all of his films. But this film and Kill Bill Volume 2, I think, and especially, there are so many references and homages in this film. So many that I'm just going to not notice many of them. Like I said, it's been years since I've seen this. But there are some great horror references in here. We have the whistling from Twisted Nerve. I haven't seen that movie in forever, too. But Keith from Gorophobe, that was a question on Trivia Night once, and I was happy I remembered that it's from that. It was, where was the whistling from Kill Bill originally from? I just did a little cover of this last night when I get home, and I have my full equipment. I'll do a full cover of it. The theme from Lucio Fulci's underrated, amazing masterpiece, The Psychic, or Murder to the Tune of the Seven Black Notes, and used excellently in here. There's a lot of Fulci in this film. And I mean, if you're a Tarantino fan, you're a Fulci fan, Tarantino's a huge Fulci fan. And he's a huge fan of The Psychic. So it makes sense that he had to throw that theme in here. But the way it's utilized is perfect, man. And later on, when we see her breaking out of the coffin, that is so Lucio Fulci. It can't be more Fulci. Like, it's straight out of City of the Living Dead. When McCall is in the coffin and Christopher George is trying with the pickaxe, it's so Fulci. So there's a lot of great horror references and horror feel to this. Even though this is like his samurai movie, like, homage. Great film. Let's talk about it. Now, I'm just going to read the cast off like I did with Jackie Brown, because the cast in this movie, too, is just absolutely unreal. Just like every Tarantino film. Uma Thurman. Enough said there. Lucy Liu. David Carradine, which it was sad that he had to come and go so fast when he did. But amazing in this is Bill. Vivica A. Fox, Daryl Hannah, Michael Madsen, the girl who plays Go-Go, a bunch of Japanese people, Julie Dreyfus, there's so many, Michael Bowen again, from using Jackie Brown, now he's back in this, Gordon Liu, James Parks, it goes on and on, Zoe Bell, who we used again in Death Proof, Samuel L. Jackson, Bo Svensson, which he was in, what was it, Sweet 16, with the girl who plays Chris Higgins from Friday 3. This was like a year or two before Friday 3. If anyone hasn't seen that slasher film, it's weird. It's not that great, but Bo Svensson, I'm pretty sure it's him in that. He does a great job. Then I think we have Kurt Russell in here too, if I remember correctly. Like, it's just unbelievable casting. So let's start it. Let's watch it. Let's talk it. I love the fact that he uses Grindhouse releasing here. This is probably one of my favorite opening logos for a company. Like, absolutely. And that's why I use it every now and then as the intro to videos. For some reason, there's no copyright on it. I never get a copyright claim. So good to start with that. We get the little proverb at the beginning that, I'm going to forget it now. Revenge is a dish best served cold. Old Klingon proverb. Nice little insert there. So we open up with the bride, Uma Thurman, on the floor during the wedding massacre. And Bill, he's even wiping her face and the bruises and blood and stuff with a napkin that says Bill on it. That's a great inclusion. Great choice to make this in black and white in the beginning, too. Then after some cool dialogue, she just gets shot in the head. For some reason, she survives this. I'm not even going to go into that. Then pops up immediately the fourth film by Quentin Tarantino. Music kicks in. So good. What a great opening. We have K and B doing the effects in this, which there's some great effects in this. The whole, 80-on-1 samurai sword fight is such a brilliant scene, man. Can't wait to see that. But the cinematography is fantastic in this movie, like every Tarantino movie. Just the color usage and stuff of the house at the beginning here looks great. So, chapter 1, 2 in a circle, number 2. I can't think of where this is from. I'm not sure if this is an homage or if it's just for Kill Bill. I'm pretty sure it's an homage. Someone let me know. So, the bride meets up at Vivica A. Fox's house. Forget her character. Vernita Green, but number 2, I'm sure, right? Like I said, I haven't seen this in a long time, so I don't remember this. And since this is a middle-of-the-road Tarantino for me, I don't know this like the back of my hand like I do like Jackie Brown and Inglourious Bastards, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs. Those I know like the back of my hand. I don't remember a decent amount of this, so this is going to be interesting. But I'll blanket this because I don't want this video to get too long. Because, like I said, it's already a 2-hour movie and it's part 1 of a part 2. So we got plenty of time for part 2 later tonight. All the choreography in this movie is fantastic. Fantastic. All the fight sequences already right here with her against Vivica A. Fox. Absolutely awesome. Her daughter comes in and great dialogue too. Saying don't think that your daughter's here. That I don't want to kill you in front of your daughter, but parading her around as sympathy, is not going to work. She's been through some shit, the bride, and she is here to find Bill and to take revenge on everyone else. But the choreography, and again, with the samurai scene later, fantastic. I will say it's hilarious, though, the way that they just stop when the kid Nikki gets home, when Vivica's daughter gets home. They just stop, and she puts a knife behind her back, and they're all bloodied and cut up and stuff. That is too funny, the way they just stop and pretend like nothing happened, and then they go back to it when she leaves the room. And we find out that the bride was pregnant, and she says here that she would have had a daughter. That's around 4 years old by now. So I think it's 3 years or 4-year gap from when she gets killed, supposedly, to when she wakes up out of a coma. I could be remembering wrong. I'm pretty sure it's 3 or 4 years. Now, the way they all work together in the past, her and Vivica A. Fox and the rest of them, Lucy Liu's character, right? The way that they shoot this scene before she kills Vivica here, the top-down shot from the sky looking down, and there's a beam that shows the separation between what used to be a friendship and partnership and stuff working together. That whole decision to shoot it from the top down and with the beam separating them, that's excellent. Excellent framing, excellent directing, just what a great shot that is. She kicks the coffee cup that Vivica throws at her. Again, fuck her name. And she ends up taking the knife out and just chucking it and hitting her right. It's not her heart, it's on the other side of her. But awesome kill here. Just her line to the kid of, "Trust me, kid, your mother had it coming." That's great. Now, this takes place when she's killing Vivica here. Vernita Green, that's her name. When she leaves, she already killed O-Ren at this point, because her name is crossed off her list. So this takes place before all of that. Then we go into chapter 2, the blood-spattered bride. Alright, so 4.5 years it's been. It's been 4.5 years since she was, thought to be killed by Bill. So we see the scene with the son number 1, how he calls his son the deputy, the sheriff or whatever, who comes upon the wedding and says, this bitch ain't dead. This is the whistle. Ashamedly, especially as a musician, man, I can't whistle. Never could. So I'm just letting her do it. Which, of course, is the great Daryl Hannah, who plays Ellie Driver in this. Her performance is unreal, too. Great performance in this from her. All the dialogue between Ellie Driver, Daryl Hannah, and Bill on the phone, fantastic. And she says, "Don't you ever wake up." Great stuff. And then right after that, she wakes up from this coma. And then we have the trucker who comes in, and Michael Bowen playing Buck, and he's here to fuck. And oh man, can you imagine? Like, and this shit definitely goes on in hospitals with coma patients and stuff. Sadly, like, this is a real thing. I don't know how often it happens, but it happens. He brings his trucker in, and he's like, all right, and just the things he says, man, he's like the plumbing down there doesn't work, so you can come in all you want. Like, you got 20 minutes, no bite marks or anything like that, and he leaves. And then we just get this phenomenal scene with the theme from The Psychic from Lucio Fulci, used to such a great friggin' extent here, and it hits so much harder now. And probably the last time I saw this, because before that I saw these films way before I saw the Psychic from Fulci. But just knowing how much Tarantino loves Fulci and The Psychic, and being a big fan of that movie and Fulci in general, you know, and having it used here, that just makes it so much better for me.
Yo, Stud, time's up, honey. Coming in, ready or not. Hey, buddy, did you have yourself a good time, man?
Fantastic, and then what a great Achilles tendon cut we get. But as always, what I gotta do, my thing, she's smashing his head in with the door. His body's partially sticking outside the hallway. What type of hospital is this? There's no one around. It's a lot of time here that anyone could find his body, or a camera could pick it up. No one sees this or anything. That's ridiculous. Also, coma patients could just escape a hospital with no problems whatsoever. The Deadly Viper Assassination Squad is what she was a part of. And now they were all responsible for almost killing her. 4.5 years in a coma. And this bitch, I don't care who she studied under, what skills she has, the weird-ass goatee samurai guy teaching her shit. I don't care. 4.5 years, you ain't moving your legs after what seems like 10 minutes. Not happening ever. And then we get Chapter 3, The Origin of O-Ren, played by Lucy Liu, who's phenomenal in this as well. Alright, number 1, spoke too soon. There's a 13 hours later card that pops up, and then she walks out of the car. Still, 13 hours after a 4.5-year coma of not moving? Get the fuck out of here. I mean, unless all the rape that she got from Buck and everything, like, kept her going, her muscles and shit, I don't know. This is stupid to even talk about. But the whole animation scene showing O-Ren's origin, it's alright. I don't care for it. It's a low point in the movie for me. I think it's just an excuse to get more gore in and crazy kills and blood all over the place. I wouldn't be shocked if he had that in live action and then they said, you got to cut some of the gore in this, and he ended up animating it. I could be completely wrong. I mean, it's very Tarantino to do this. Like, and it be his idea. So I can be 100% wrong, but I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. And as some of you know, I'm not huge into Japanese horror and cinema, especially like the older stuff, but I can almost guarantee that there's at least some homages to like Onibaba, which I still have yet to see. I know somebody recommended it to me. Definitely have to do a video on that soon. Quite into, like, I'm sure there's homages to those like 60s Japanese films in this. I mean, you can even see a bit of it just in the color usage and stuff throughout this movie. So the bride's in Japan, and she's looking at all the samurai swords and stuff, and she shows that she's already skilled. Guy throws the tennis ball, she chops it right in half. All the samurai stuff, karate stuff in this, I love. Because I took karate, I'm a black belt in Shotokan, a purple belt in ninjutsu. I stopped when I was like 15, 16. But I'm familiar with some of this. So like all of this is great stuff. And all those samurai swords that she's looking at that are gorgeous, he says they're too sentimental. He ends up making her a sword. And this samurai sword looks badass, man. Let me say that. So we find out O-Ren, who has her little killer assistant Go-Go, who's fantastic in this. The dude with the black mask, she works with all the Yakuza, and they're trying to figure out and trying to take control of all the vices, the drugs, and all that type of stuff in Tokyo. All of that backstory is great. I also really like the fact it's a small detail. I have never even really noticed it until this viewing. The way that the subtitles are different colors in different scenes. That's really cool. Like, we see yellow subtitles, we see regular white subtitles, we see green subtitles. That's very unique. I've never noticed that. The whole scene with O-Ren and her little meeting with the Yakuza and stuff, and then the guy calls her out for being Chinese, Jap-American, and she just, like, flies across the table and decapitates him. And then her line of, like, so if anyone has anything else to say, now's the fucking time. Brilliant. Brilliant dialogue, great effects, with the severed head and the decapitation. All of that's done very, very well. Like, great scene. All, again, the lighting and stuff in Tokyo when she's there, and just all the buildings. I mean, I know that's how Tokyo looks, but just the way it's shot and everything, it looks phenomenal. Then, of course, we got the band. I forget the name of the band, but the woohoo, woohoo. Great song. Like, with her, like, stalking her way through O-Ren's place. Like, awesome. Starting to think... No, okay, it's Ironside by Quincy Jones. It says it on the sub. So this is definitely from something else. Because I was going to start to say, maybe it's just for this movie. Every time she sees one of her old members, that kicks in. Homage. Yeah, all the gore and the effects by K&B here. Nicotero, Kurtzman, and Berger. Like always, phenomenal. Like, she's cutting off arms and shit left and right, and then... Go-Go comes down, and she's got the ball and chain flail weapon. That's unique. Like, great little inclusion there. Now we get to just the phenomenal scene here. This is one of my favorite scenes in a Tarantino film. I think it's one of his most stylish, like, sequences. Just the lighting is phenomenal. Like, when the 100 fucking samurai come down, it's gotta be, like, at least 75, 80, if not 100 people coming after her. At first, the decision to do it in black and white. Then the color kicks back in for a little small moment. Then the blue lighting and stuff with their silhouettes. All, again, the choreography is just absolutely top-notch here. Probably the best song choice in the movie here. Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood by Esmeralda, something as Santa Esmeralda. With the whole scenery here in the snow with O-Ren. This is very... Quentin, or Caden, however the hell you say that movie's name from the 60s, that horror movie. It looks just like one of the sequences with the snow ghost or whatever. Looks just like that. It is gorgeous cinematography. And then when that just kicks in, man, and they're getting ready to kill each other, fantastic. So O-Ren's dead. Vivica A. Fox is dead. And now she makes her list. Bill... Michael Madsen and Daryl Hannah's Ellie Driver. Ends right there. What a fantastic movie, man. This actually went up for me a decent amount. Like, I forgot how much I love this movie. If I recall correctly, I don't care for Kill Bill Volume 2 as much. The first one, this one, is so much better. But we'll see. We'll see later tonight. Going out to dinner with my family and my daughter to her favorite restaurant. So I will hopefully have Kill Bill Volume 2 up later tonight. But alright guys, wherever you guys are from, hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, or night. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.